Hey, welcome to another episode of Cocktails and Conversations with A'Driana LaFaye. I have the beautiful and talented Chavonne White. Hey, Chavonne, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm excellent. Thanks for being here with me today.
For inviting me.
So, guys, I wanted to take time out to interview Chavonne because she is awesome. Not only is she my hairstylist, but she is my mentee. I helped her with the steps. I'm not gonna say I helped with everything, but I helped with the steps on her publishing her first novel. Woohoo! All right, so before we get into the book, Chavonne, just tell us a little bit about you, and your background.
I'm Chavonne White. I wish I had came up with Chavonne White before I wrote my book, but that is what I go by on social media, Chavonne White, and it's all right. But professionally, I'm a licensed cosmetologist. I have been licensed for the past 11 years. And I go by Chocolate Girl on hair for cosmetology. Within that, I'm creating my own product line for hair growth and scalp therapy. And I am also the creator of It's a Showcase, which is a showcase to promote independent contractors like myself within the professional field to kind of like throw out talent out there. It's like a fashion show for hair. So this year I paused it because of COVID. Well, 2020 I paused it. I did it in 2020, but then I paused it for this year due to COVID. So while we were in quarantine, I decided to write a book. So now I can add author to my name.
Right. Cosmetologist, author, entrepreneur,
yes.
Showcase, mother. Like, what don't you do?
Play the radio. I don't have time for games.
You sold out.
So that's what I don't do.
Not at all. Okay. So what's the title of your book?
So the title of my book is The Unveiling of a Queen. Isn't that beautiful?
It is gorgeous.
Thank you.
And what made you decide to write it? I know you said you started during quarantine, but is that what kind of like pushed you into it? It's quarantine life, I'm gonna write a book, or?
No, actually in 2019, I started therapy with my daughter. She and I were going to therapy together. And the way that our therapist does our session is, what did it at first started, was we would be together at first, and then she would have her session with him, I have my session, and then we come back together. So like he gives us homework and different projects and everything that we have to do. So one of the assignments that was given to me was I had to figure out my why. And so on one of my answers that I had given him said, you know what, I think I see an author in you. And I had always thought about writing, but sometimes you don't give yourself enough credit and you don't think that you could do anything outside of what you're doing, So it's like I've always wanted to write, but then it's like I'm everywhere, all over the place. So when he said it, it was just like a confirmation. Okay. So the way that he greets us, all of his female clients, is he calls us queen. So every time he says something like, hey queen, so it's just like, you know what, this queen been here all this time. So this book, the title of this book is going to be The Unveiling of the Queen, because it's like I went through all of these obstacles in my life to unveil this queen that was already there.
That's amazing. Guys, okay, I'm not biased at all, but you have got to read this book. Okay. And so what is one of the main things that you want people to take away from your book?
The main thing that I want people to take away from my book is to understand that, one, you're not alone. Like, everybody goes through something, and that you have the ability to get out of whatever it is that you're going through once you change your thoughts, once you change your mindset, once you open your heart to love, learn to forgive, and understand the importance and significance of accountability, because that's the whole process of my book. It's like I understood that I couldn't point fingers anymore. At some point, you got to look at yourself. So it's like once you do look at yourself, you forgive yourself, you forgive those who hurt you, and move forward to where you can live a life of love.
You just said a whole mouthful. That accountability piece, first and foremost, is like, wow, that's the piece a whole lot of people are missing. I think, you know, once you can get to the accountability, then it opens you up to the forgiveness too, in my opinion. Like, but it's so hard for some people to be accountable.
It's hard because they don't want to be honest. Like, you have to be honest with yourself, and you gotta, like, you have to acknowledge that you have, I don't know if I can curse on here, but you know, you have effed up, you know, and it's like, you got to accept that responsibility, that that's something that you got to do. You got to fix it, you know, and a lot of people just don't want to be honest with themselves. It's easier to place the blame on somebody else, you know, or just picking up the mirror and looking at yourself. Didn't Michael Jackson say that?
Yep.
That it's hard. It's hard to in the mirror. So it's like you're going to keep on, if you pointing fingers everywhere you go, you're never going to make no changes, because the person that needs to be changed is you.
Exactly. So true. Did you have any challenges with the book, or any obstacles with self-publishing? And if so, how did you overcome them?
Well, okay, so procrastination, I am learning to overcome that, but it was like my middle name, you know. Okay. I know how to work under pressure. I work so good, but it's like I need to learn to stop doing it, because that is like added stress and stress that I'm putting onto myself. So I did have to set a plan, because when you're writing a book, I did learn that you don't want to be overwhelmed. So you want to make sure that you say, I'm going to write this amount this day, and set that time that you're going to do it and actually do it. With the self-publishing, oh my God, like once it was done, it was cool, but Jesus, I see why some people just give it to somebody to do. But it is so rewarding when you can say you did it yourself. Right. So I'm glad that I did it, but it's a lot. Like, I wouldn't dare tell anybody that it's easy, because it's not. Right. When you got to juggle work, children, life, social, whatever, and putting this book together and trying to do the self-publishing, it's a lot. But once you do it, it is so rewarding.
Yep, I agree. And then you said you were trying to overcome procrastination. What is it what tools are you using to help you to overcome that? And was that your only obstacle?
No, it wasn't my only obstacle. I was afraid as well. Like, I was really afraid to put my story out there, because it's real, like, and raw. Like, You didn't hold back. I did.
Oh.
It's like I put it all out there. Yeah. So I was afraid at first to do it, because it's just like, do I really want to let people in on what I've been going through?
Right.
But it's like, once I published that book, when I tell you it was like a weight was lifted off of me, you know what I'm saying? And it was just like, I can breathe, you know, because I got it out. And it wasn't just for me. Like, I feel like somebody else needs this. Mm-hmm. So fear was something that I did, but I believe that God told me to do this, not just for me, but for somebody else. It is a lot of people that's gonna need this. And once they get it, once you read the book, you'll understand where I'm coming from.
I agree. Like, I already have so many people in mind that I want to buy the book for.
Yeah. And it's like, once, like, some of my friends, they don't, like, they know some things, they heard me say some things, but to go like into detail, like, of my past on what I went through, it's like, they're like, oh, okay, so this is why. But then it made them look into their lives and say, you know what, I'm going to go to therapy, or this is why I need to do, you know what I'm saying? That was my So I know that it's going to help somebody. So fear was one obstacle, and with procrastination, I learned that when I write down like a to-do list and say, okay, today I'm gonna do this, and today I'm gonna do that, like, write it out. Like, I got a whiteboard and I write everything out, and crossing out something that I said I was gonna do, that helps with my procrastination. So it is helping, because I still have that problem. But, you know, day by day,
Day by day, right? One day at a time. Yeah, I unfortunately am a procrastinator as well, and that is one of the things I am truly working on, because I do not, for somebody who like to be on time and stuff, it's hard to be a procrastinator too. It's just don't really work out well sometimes. So I know you said that it was rewarding once you were done. Would you, if you were to write again, would you self-publish again?
I will self-publish again, because it is like, that's something else that you could say you did. Not only are you an author, but to say that you are a self-published author, I just think that is just ice, so.
Agreed. Okay, so where can our subscribers purchase your book?
So you can go to Amazon and look me up, Chavonne White, or the title Unveiling of a Queen, because it's been purchased so much. So now you can type in Unveiling of a Queen and find it. Yeah. You can also follow me on social media. My Facebook page is Chavonne Wright, and Instagram is @Chavonne Wright, and the link to purchase is also there. I'm in the process of working on my website, so once my website is up, then you'll be able to purchase the book on that link as well. And I am in the Morrow area where my salon studio is, and I have books on hand as well.
Okay, awesome. So I believe for our subscribers as well, I'll include your links in the description below, so that way they can just, have easy access to it.
Okay.
Are there any nuggets of wisdom that you would give to aspiring writers?
Sure. I will say, make sure you do you. Like, during this process, I did have someone that I wanted to read my book just to give me, to edit it in a sense, or to give me a little feedback. And at the first sign, they were like, their critique was something that wasn't me, So it's like, I would say some people mean right, and they mean well by you, but it's not you. So don't get discouraged by someone who feels like you should do something different than what you want to do. Like, stay true to yourself, and make sure that you get people that's going to give you positive feedback. So it's like with, I think I had like 4 people reading my book while I was writing, and I believe that positive feedback that I needed from them was helpful, because it helped me to continue on my journey. So make sure you do you, have positive people in your corner, and whenever you feel like you're afraid to do it, somebody told me a long time ago that if you're afraid of trying something new, then do it. If you're not afraid, then it ain't for you, because that means it ain't new. That's something that you're already doing. But if you're afraid, go ahead and do it, because that means you're stepping out to try something else. So do you, try something new, and stay true to yourself, and keep moving forward, push forward. So that's my advice.
Well, it's all great advice. Exactly. I mean, and that's a great way to get out of your own way, like out of your box. So yeah, great advice.
Thank you.
I know I heard you mention earlier in the beginning that you had some projects coming up. So you're coming up with the hair care. And then you said, well, let me just, before I try to answer that for you, what projects do you have coming up? I know I heard the hair care.
You did. So, but for my book, I do have a book signing next Saturday. No, sorry, Sunday.
Okay.
That information will also be on my Facebook, on my social media page, but it's in Morrow, Georgia, and you can also purchase the book there. Okay. And I'll be signing the book, and we taking pictures and having a good time. So that is April the 25th, and it'll be come by anytime between 4 and 8. And I should have written down the address, but I did not write it down.
That's okay. I'll put it in the description.
That's part of that procrastination. So, yeah, thank you for putting it in the description. Book signing, so I have that coming up.
Okay.
And I did mention that as a licensed cosmetologist, I am trying to do things beyond the chair.
Okay.
I've been working on my own hair growth serum, and I believe I have, did that final step to where I can get it out in stores. So by the summertime,
okay,
I am going to have it out. So it is going to be a growth serum. I'm gonna have 2 serums. So one is growth for healthy hair, and then the other one is scalp therapy. So for those that are suffering from dandruff or flaky scalp, that is supposed to help. That is going to help, not supposed to, because it has been working on my people who took a chance on me, and they're not bald. Their hair is grown.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Okay, so back to the book signing. It's Sunday the 25th anytime from 4 to 8. So right. In the days of COVID, are we wearing masks? Are masks required or no? Or how's that going?
So the way that I'm going to do it is, that's kind of why I did it between 4 and 8, because only a certain amount of people are going to be allowed in the building at, a time. So masks are required.
Okay.
And there will be light refreshments, and I am going to do a champagne toast every hour. So if you miss, I probably do it every 30 minutes, but I don't want to get too drunk. But, just so that everybody have that opportunity. So, yeah, with COVID, we still got to be safe.
Right. Gotcha. Chavonne, I am so happy for you. I'm so excited. I can't wait for everyone to read this book because, like you said, you put it all out there. It's raw, but it's your truth. And so many people can get so much from it. Not every one person is going to get the same thing. And that's what's amazing and wonderful about the book. I appreciate you taking time out to sit down with me. Anything else before we close out?
No, I really appreciate this opportunity. I am excited and nervous at the same time, but I appreciate it.
Awesome. Yeah, I can't wait. I'm so excited for you and so happy for you.
Thank you.
You are so welcome. Guys, that's another episode of Cocktails and Conversations. If you can't make it to the book signing, go to the website that's in the description. Purchase the book. I promise you will not be disappointed. The Unveiling of a Queen. All right, guys. See you next time. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, share. See you next time.